gotta get you out of here. Not gonna work, is it? What happened? Who did this to you? Come on, tell me, Granddad.
Go to the island, Jacob.
Jacob!
I'm here!
The bird on the
Oh
island.
God. Oh Jesus. Oh Jesus.
Oh!
I reckon you're after the priest hole. It's got the only rooms to let on the island.
Thank you.
Oh,
Do you know about the refugee home for kids?
Well, I don't know about any refugees, but I think I know what you're talking about. It's up on the other side of the island, past the bog and over the hill.
Abe, is that you?
Some years ago, around the turn of the last century, a splinter faction emerged among our people of disinfected peculiars who had dangerous ideas. They believed that they had discovered a method of which the function of time loopers could be perverted to confer upon a user of kind immortality. Not merely the suspension of aging, but the reversal of it. They spoke of eternal youth, enjoyed outside the confines of loops, of jumping back and forth from futures to past with impunity, suffering none of the ill effects that have always prevented such recklessness in other worlds, of mastering time without being mastered by death. The whole notion was a mad, absolute bunkum, a refutation of empirical laws and that govern everything. In any case, my two brothers, rather lacking in sense, were taken with the idea. They had the audacity to request my assistance in making it a reality. You're talking about making yourself into gods, I said. It can't be done. And even if it can, it shouldn't. But they would not be deterred. Having grown up among Miss Advocate's yimbrains in training, they knew more about our unique art than most peculiar males. Just enough, I'm afraid, to be dangerous. Despite warnings, even threats from the council, in the summer of 1908, my brothers and several hundred members of the renegade faction, a number of powerful yimbrains among them, traders every one, ventured into the Siberian tundra to conduct their hateful experiment. For the site they chose a nameless old loop, unused for centuries. We expected them to return within a week, tails between their legs, humbled by the immature nature of nature. Instead, their come upon us was far more dramatic. A catastrophic explosion that rattled windows as far as the Azores. Anyone within 500 kilometers surely thought it was the end of the world. We assumed they'd all been killed. That obscene, world-cracking bang their last collective utterance. In a manner of speaking, others might call the state of being subsequently assumed living a kind of damnation. Weeks later, there began a series of attack upon the peculiars by awful creatures who, apart from their shadows, could not be seen, except by peculiars, like yourself. Our very first clashes with the Hologast. It was some time before we realized that those tentacle-mawed abominations were in fact our wayward brothers. Crawled from the smoking crater left behind by the experiment. Rather than becoming gods, they had transformed themselves into devils.
What went wrong?
That is still a matter of debate. One theory is that they reverse-aged themselves to a time before souls had even been conceived, which is why we call them Hologast, because their souls, are empty. In a cruel twist of irony, they achieved the immortality they'd been seeking. It is believed that the Hologast can live thousands of years. It is a life of constant physical torment, of humiliating debasement, feeding on stray animals, living in isolation and insatiable hunger of flesh on former skin. Because our blood is the only hope for salvation. If a hollow gorges itself on enough peculiars, it becomes a white.
It's time travel, right? I suppose so, yes. So then,
We don't have to only know where this is, we have to know when it is too.
I'm afraid so. And if Miss Advocate is indeed being held by whites who are notoriously adept at leapfrogging, then it's extremely likely that the place she and the other Yimbrans are being taken is somewhere in the past that will make them all the more difficult to find. And getting there, all the more dangerous. The locations of historical loops are well known to our enemies, who tend to lurk near the entrances.